Hi. This piece of work is about something you all must have gone through in life at some point of time, certainly and surely. I have had a close experience with it lately, so I wanted to just elaborate my experiences with you and, of course, share it. So, this piece of work is called Quiet, and here we go. There she sat beside me, right next to me, staring through the damp and dusky air. Limbs hanging off the roof as if holding on was just one of the mirrors. I could hear the rain hitting her forehead, and I remember even the thunders couldn't break the hushful. I could feel her drowning, but as she pretended, it was not so peaceful. That night, that face reflected solace, but I could feel it was keeping something at bay. The eyes had lost their old gleam. She preferred reticence, but tonight she had a lot to say. But I don't know if it were my rain-mingled tears or her contrition that kept her mute. But one thing was for sure: if tonight we are going to have a talk, it's not going to be cute. It was only the rain hurting until she said it all over again. Relax. Everything is fine. After a million thought processes and gestures, I broke and said, "Dear, it is not. We still need to get things in line." She said, "Get over with this we word. We does not exist anymore." Ignoring this, I moved on. By this time, she had sensed the soreness in my voice, and that solemn face tuned into a smile. I'm guessing she was thinking that I was all burned out and prostrated even before walking a mile. Although I always wanted her to know that I would walk along her no matter what till the end of eternity. But today, she pretended to be better off alone and pointed out my existence's futility. I know it was all for a moment and it was all gonna be right. But I don't know why did she have to say, "It's too dark to be this bright." Dodging this soul-stabbing statement, I concentrated on myself and thought. I always found words better than silence and explaining better than guessing. So not realizing her being bounded, I started blathering. But to her tanked eternity had always been louder than my trials to explain. I never got it. Why does she prefer not to be understood and to suffer through so much pain? Still, I spurted words through my clenched teeth and said, "Why are you doing this alone? You don't have to, you don't need to. You don't need to tell me everything is fine when everything is just collapsing around. You don't need to tell me that you're hollow when I know your heart is abound." Hearing this, she turned towards me, as if just staring, as if I did not even existed there. She actually saw through me. I noticed that eyes had lost the gleam, and it reminded me of a talk when she told me how difficult for her it was to be herself and then even walk. A convo when she told me a trusted one left a scar on her mind, and she didn't let anyone know about it, thinking it all won't be that kind. I remember those perpetual nights when she kept on repeating the same line. It was not my fault. And I kept saying, "Darling, it's long gone, it's all gonna be fine." I knew my words were just a bucket of water if it was inferno for her. But every morning I wake up, I feel proud of myself, of the fact that when she was alone, I was there for her. Remembering all that she has gone through, I kept my shoes aside and reached out again, with words, but this time few. All this time she was sitting right there, staring, and was just placid. I felt like a voice of the aura that was made timid. As my trials to get through that steel-solid guard of her became scant, I could imagine how hard it was for my mother when I said, I can't. My mother always complained, rather asked me, why don't you talk about your problems to those whom you love? I never answered her, but truly to say, I never wanted to disturb that sleeping and the beautiful dove. My mother always asked me, why don't you talk about your problems to those whom you love? I never answered her, but honestly, I never wanted to disturb that sleeping and the beautiful dove. I could imagine how my mother felt when I did not open up to her, because that was exactly what I was feeling right now, sitting beside her. Snapped back to reality by the rain, I moved a few inches closer, held her hand, and it all felt like oceans to go. All because she thought I would not understand this before. For the first time ever, literally for the first time ever, I lost my temper and said, don't you lock yourself in the chest and then tell me that you're fine when I can hear your fingers cracking against that self-built casket. Don't you tell me that you're fine and ask me to go when I know you're abound and have devastating thoughts coming to and fro. Darling, why are you doing this all alone? You don't need to, you don't have to. I did just wanted to share those laughs. When I said I'm here, I meant for everything I am a part. She turned towards me. Seeing through me, she said, sometimes we need to do it all alone. Agonizing, I said, if you were meant to do this alone, I wouldn't be here sitting tonight right next to you. Saying this, I curbed my flurry. She said again, our roads end here, and I cannot turn towards your way. Cracking the enigma, I said, I never thought it was a path. I always imagined it to be adorable walk under a starry sky along a beautiful bay. She didn't pay much heed to it. So I lowered my voice, came back to my senses and said again, dear, this is the furthest I can come, but you need to walk or at least stretch a cool down. But she kept on pretending that her arm was just fine and warm. Everything in the aura told me that I was fighting a losing battle. Still, I didn't give up and said, fine, I'm gonna hang in here until you're ready to show that you too tumble. She said it again. Our two expectations were quite in line. Don't worry, everything is fine. Thank you.